I lived and trained in Japan for nearly a decade, and there's something about the way the senior Japanese instructors move that I've never seen fully replicated anywhere else. Not in seminars, not in videos, not even in very advanced Western practitioners. This video is about that difference and what that difference actually is. So first of all, what I've noticed is that Takeda Sensei, Yamaguchi Sensei, some of my senpai, Seino Sensei, Suzuki Sensei, Numata Sensei, these guys enter earlier than people expect. And if they're a fraction of a second earlier, it will be too early. But they just nail the timing of the entrance, the timing of everything oftentimes, but especially the entrance, I believe. So oftentimes their entry starts before the contact. I would have the sensation that there was contact before there actually was. I don't know how to explain it. It's really kind of crazy. And there would be a way that they would enter that would be kind of startling and kind of threatening, but without the violence, without the threat. Threatening without the threat. It doesn't really seem to make sense, I guess. So they don't seem to have this moment of getting ready. They are ready because the mind is still. The body is still. Why? Because the mind is still. The mind is still. Why? Because there's no talking. So they seem to be in a more meditative state through the entire class or demo or whatever they're doing. And that's why the preparation is invisible, because it's just ongoing. It's a state of preparedness. So seeing this live can be so disorienting and it's in a way that I can't describe on video. And when you watch a video of it, you can't fully understand it. A story. I was in Japan. I believe it was Yamaguchi Sensei's birthday celebration. It might have been his 70th birthday celebration. We had a special class. People were there from all over the world. And I was, I don't know, I want to say I was Nidan maybe. And there were people 5th Dan, 6th Dan, 7th Dan from all over the place. People were there from Argentina, of course, a lot of people from France. TCA Sensei was there on the mat. Michelin Sensei was on the mat. All of my senpai were on the mat. And so being like Shodan, Nidan, Sandan at the most, I was like, I want to take Ukemi too. And so I was really like staring him down and like, look at me, look at me. And it's hard with him because he would only give you a moment. He would never say like, please. Well, at least I never saw him do that. He would just look like, bump. And that was as much as you got. If you missed it, you missed it. He was gone. Somebody else jumped up. So anyway, I was ready. And then finally, after like an hour or something, he gave me he opened the door, you know, he gave me the invitation. And I jumped up and I ran at him. And I got like a foot away from him. His wrists were right there. He was right there. And my hands like stopped. I know this sounds like crazy. And to this day, I don't know what happened. I don't know why I stopped a foot or two away from him. And he looked kind of confused, and then he reached out and he grabbed my wrists and he threw me. And he walked on. I was so embarrassed. I was really embarrassed. I was kicking myself. My gosh, my chance. I earned my chance. I finally got my chance and I blew it. And all I can think is that, you know, that state of preparedness, it just like felt like everything was over before I even got there. Whew. Anyway, so this starting the technique before it has started is freakish. Another point in this topic is that structure replaces strength at a level that most practitioners never reach. The looseness in their shoulders, it's just, you can't find it. I'm not saying that every Japanese person is like that, but these high-level people that I've taken ukemi from, it's just mind-blowing. Like, where is it? Where's the tension? I can't feel it, you know? The shoulders are just so loose. So there's less movement. They know how to economize. There's less movement, not more. And every movement is complete. So I heard many times when I lived in Japan, "Gomakashite ikanai." Don't cut corners, don't cheat. Hard to translate that. If anybody's got a better translation, go ahead and leave it in the comments section. But that's how I would translate it, you know, to cut corners or to cheat. So every movement is complete, but it gets to be less and less and less. And then there's less tension, less and less tension, especially in the shoulders. And I think what's talked about very little, knees also. Less tension in the knees. And I think we Westerners hold more tension in our knees because we don't sit on the floor, right? We're sitting in chairs. And so our knees don't get that bend, that full bend daily. We're getting to there, and then we stand up, and then we sit down, and then we stand up. But if you sometimes sit on the floor, your legs are getting more of a stretch. So that, I think, makes a big difference. I think they absorb a lot of shock in their knees compared to the typical Westerner. Interestingly, the body then is where this argument or conflict or interaction takes place. And many people train with their arms. But if your structure is good and your shock absorption is good, the entire body can be the main interaction, or it can be the hub of the interaction. And this is another thing that I see the high-level Japanese instructors doing. The body becomes the argument, so to speak. Not the hands, not the position, the whole structure. So if you've got a clean structure and shock absorption within that structure, then that becomes the case. The few times that I did get to take ukemi from Yamaguchi Sensei, and the many times that I've watched his videos, and the many times that I've watched his videos, this is what I see. So the technique was the same quality as the attention. There was no separation. Oh, I'm just doing a technique. No, there was this mental connection and attention. And the structure was loose, but strong and well-formed. It was a well-formed structure. And by the way, if you want to go deeper into some of these topics, I send out a video training every single week. It's free to join, so check out the link in the description. Moving on, another point that I want to make is that Western practitioners often miss a few things here. So first of all, we often learn the shape of the technique, the steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, and voila, right? We learn the steps, but we don't learn the quality of the arrival. So a lot of people are doing atemi like, ha, you know, but I didn't really experience atemi as we do it in the West from my training partners in Japan. It was very different. I think in the West we usually have some anger in it, perhaps some idea of violence, ha, you know, that threat, I'm going to get you. But what I experienced in Japan was more like a reminder, okay? You know, whoop. So it's quite different. So anyway, the quality of the arrival, my senpai and my sensei, when they enter, it's startling, it's unsettling, but it's not violent. And I wonder if that makes sense. And this type of presence, it's a trainable skill. We need to find the right teacher, and we need to train with them consistently, and we need to have training partners that will support this direction of our training. Training this quality of how you arrive it's not just a personality attribute, right? It is something that you can train. The gap between understanding this intellectually and embodying it is where most practitioners spend their entire careers. Just in this gap, like not quite being able to embody it. You need the reps, and you need the teacher that's going to support you going in this direction. I cannot overstate the importance of finding the right teacher for you. Think about your goal. What do you want your Aikido to look like in 10 years? And look at all the people, look at all the teachers, look at the videos, and you decide, do I want my Aikido to look like this teacher's Aikido, that teacher's Aikido, that teacher's Aikido? So many people decide by like how far the person lives from them. It just so happens you're watching the video of somebody who lived in Japan. So I moved to Japan because it was calling me. Now I wanted to train with Takeda Sensei, and he developed my Aikido in that direction, the direction that I saw him going, and I saw the results that he got with his senior students. So look around, and then you might want to move for the sake of Aikido. Up to you. Or you can decide based on price and distance from your home and all of that. If you're really lucky, your hero, your Aikido hero, lives a 10-minute drive from you. So that is really lucky. But if not, don't hesitate to look into the possibility of moving closer to that teacher so that you can train on a weekly basis, because you need those reps. You're going to get something from going to a seminar with that person, but then if you can't continue with that teacher for an extended period of time, it's just going to be fleeting. You'll get a glimpse of something and then it'll be gone. So if you're interested in training with me, I'm in Los Angeles. Don't hesitate to send me a message actually asking about that. So in conclusion, the reason that Japanese masters move differently is that they are different. They're shaped by decades inside a tradition that doesn't separate what you do on the mat from how you move through the world. That is not mysticism, it's training. It's simply training. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you would like to join my Germany tour, that's coming up in September. I'll be there from the 14th to the 27th. We'll be in Heidelberg, Bonn, Düsseldorf, Zende. I'm taking a small curated group with me, a cohort, so to speak. The wait list will be open very soon. You'll be able to join the wait list for that. Again, I'm keeping the group very small, so you'll want to join that wait list as soon as possible so that we can have our meeting and decide if it's a good fit. Looking forward to training together. See you soon. Bye-bye.